I would eat that. That would be normally what I would eat.
Yes, 1, 2.
All right, we are looking live.
We are?
What's the delay like on these? It's usually a pretty good delay there, Rohan, but yeah, our mics are good.
Yeah, mics are definitely good.
I would like to point out that... What is that noise?
It's the fan.
Oh, you want me to
close the door? I left it open so we could get some air in here, but
It might be all right.
if it gets too much, just let me know. I'll shut it.
There is one person here when I wear a Hawaiian shirt that says, "You didn't tell me you were wearing a Hawaiian shirt." So yesterday I made sure to send a group text saying it's Hawaiian Shirt Friday for that one person, and that person is not wearing a Hawaiian shirt, and that person is Shirley Rose.
She said she didn't have one.
I don't have one.
Well, why do you want me to tell you it's Hawaiian Shirt Day?
Well, what do you want me to do about it?
Buy one.
Why?
I actually went and looked for one. I could not find one.
Why do you get upset?
And I'm not going to pay
Turn me
60 some odd bucks
turn
for
mine down?
Yeah, his headphones.
Mine are hot too.
Well, guess who was sitting in that chair yesterday?
Troy Dreyfus.
That would be why.
We are about to get underway at Clark LeClaire Stadium, East Carolina, and Coppin State.
Coppin State faithful.
Clip Brock, Chandler Honeycutt, Shirley Rhodes, the big dog Glenn Griffin, and special guest Mike Mullis joining us here today in the Pirate Radio studios. Good to see everybody. Mully, thanks for coming.
Yeah, good to be here. Should be a good time. Excited about this, especially when Mully's here talking baseball.
The Pirates are 9.5-point favorites today, run favorites today. That's a pretty big baseball spread.
Yeah, no, that's Pirates are minus 5,000 money line.
Yeah. If you put $10 on Coppin State, you could win 190.
Would it be worth it? Would you admit that you had done that if you did that?
Hell yeah.
Would you really? That you bet on Coppin State?
We've also got something going too where apparently I have to keep being negative about East Carolina, so I'd wear it with a badge of honor, I guess.
Well, if that's the case, yeah.
Robert Matthews notes that Mr. Tiebreaker is not wearing a Hawaiian shirt either. I didn't know that was your nickname, Mully, but Mr. Tiebreaker.
No, I wouldn't wear that either.
Yeah, Mully's not a fan of the Hawaiian shirts. Do you own any?
No.
Why did you say it like that?
No, I mean, no.
Okay.
I used to have an ECU Hawaiian shirt. Years ago, they had a Hawaiian shirt, and I bought it.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, but
I never got one.
unfortunately, because I like food too much, I outgrew it.
Yeah.
So I had to get rid of it.
Went to the graveyard.
Yep.
Big shout out to 5th Street Hardware for the lunch today. Old Winslow's, new name.
New menu.
New menu, same great taste. I had the Carolina Classic Burger, and man, when I tell you they loaded on the chili, mustard, and slaw, they were very liberal with it, and it was awesome, and I really enjoyed it. Chandler's still working on his patty melt.
Patty melt, phenomenal.
Phenomenal. I got Mike Mullis, just their regular classic burger, cheeseburger.
Good. Very good.
He enjoyed it. Shirley went with the salad. How was it?
It was delicious.
And the big dog is working on some tenders and some fried pickles. We also have onion rings back there that I just saw for the first time, if anybody's interested.
Yeah, somebody kind of put them off to the side like they were trying to hide them.
I did not do that on purpose.
Okay.
So 5th Street Hardware providing the lunch today. They will have all the games, every ECU game this weekend, so go check that out, and all the other sports going on, your Stanley Cup playoffs, your NBA finals, all that going on. The ladies are already complimenting Chandler, a.k.a. white chocolate. Let's just say.
You want to know what that's about, Molly? No.
That's a nickname one of my dearest high school friends has for him, and she watches quite a bit of our live streams, and that's the nickname she has for.
I get for those Farmville Central ladies.
Well, special kind.
Can't go wrong.
Speaking of high schools, Mully's been called Mr. Tiebreaker. Merrick says West Charlotte's finest.
There you go. Now we're working.
Mike Mullis.
There we go.
West Charlotte. All right, Josh Groves on the mound. Mully, what do you think about Cliff Godwin's decision to start Groves in today's game?
I think it's kind of like we've talked about before, man. Anybody with this pitching staff, anybody goes at any time. So I mean, I don't feel I feel like that's what Cliff thought was right. So I mean, I don't know that I don't know. There's a real strong thought, and I would be curious to see how this thing manages out. Hopefully Groves could go deep. We score a bunch of runs, and that'll obviously save the back end. So
I remember on Monday when you guys were talking to him after the selection show, and he was obviously asked the question of who was going to get the start, what's the early look on who's going to get the start, and he didn't get a straight answer, but he immediately started talking about Josh Groves.
They mentioned him by name, yeah.
And started talking about him and how big of impact he's been on the on this streak. So I had a feeling that Josh Groves would go, and he is going to be on the bump for the Pirates to start game one.
If Groves can, I'm sorry, Clip. If Groves can locate the velocity, the breaking stuff will be kind of a plus. This is going to be different than anything that Coppin State has probably seen this year from a velocity standpoint, and for the state that goes kind of holds true for the whole staff. No knock on Coppin State. I did get a chance to talk with their AD a little bit before the game, and man, they are just like on cloud nine to be. He looked right at me and said, "Man, we're playing with house money."
Yeah.
So they're going to go out and have a good time, and I'm sure you'll get a lot of effort. This leadoff guy is their left fielder, and he's a California kid. So he was. We talked about him specifically, how he's kind of an exciting kind of guy to watch play, and the fact that they recruit nationally says a lot for the effort that they're putting into their baseball program.
Just saw their head coach Sherman Reed, who had a good line yesterday, saying we're playing the hottest team in the country, which means they're due for a loss. So that's what he's telling his team.
Well, and that's what if I'm coaching against East Carolina right now, it's exactly what I'm telling my guys. I say, look, they're due to lose one. We just need to be that team.
So Groves working here in the first as we are underway. See some empty seats behind home plate. I got to imagine the jungle is cram-packed and ready to go. Of course, it is 1 o'clock on a Friday. Some people are working.
I don't know that matters.
You don't think so?
I really don't.
Ryder said it was like a national or local holiday.
I made a comment yesterday as far as it relates to work that whatever needs to be done needs to be done by lunchtime today.
We got a base knock.
I remember, I think yesterday, Steven Ongo put out a poll saying who would be taking off of work on Friday to watch the Pirates play. I think it was 58% to 42% yes.
Well, it really shows our priorities in America.
Well, and I think that,
I'm just kidding.
I think that...
I say that because I'm here, and I'm not really doing a job. I'm just watching baseball talk.
No, and I think that that the folks that are at work are probably tuned in with us now.
Checking us out.
Yeah.
Coming up later tonight, it will be Coastal Carolina and Virginia. And our meteorologist, Mike Mullis, says there could be some eastern North Carolina thunderstorms rolling in at some point today.
Yeah, that's what it looked like earlier when I looked at it. But who knows? The other part of those eastern North Carolina thunderstorms is sometimes they may be 10 miles down the road and never get you here.
So there was one, it was last year, right, that popped up and they couldn't get the tarp on the field. Remember that debacle? And I think that was one that just kind of came out of nowhere, so they can pop up. And
the thing you have to consider there, the NCAA rule is lightning in the area, too, so it doesn't have to rain a drop. If you've got lightning in the area, you got to get them off the field. And I think it's 30 minutes between strikes.
Yeah, 30 minutes between strikes. And what is the mile radius?
Like 30-mile radius or something like that. They've got the meter up there, and if the meter flashes red, it means get them on off.
Yeah, get them off.
Great to see East Carolina at home. Hopefully, last time we did this for baseball, Chandler, we were yelling at the TV because Kumar Rocker was getting every call known to mankind. And then the following day, Jack Leiter did. I'm hoping we can get some of those hometown calls.
It might be a good time for a little action here.
They talked about how much they like to run and steal bases. And I'm assuming their leadoff guy can do just that.
Well, and that's been a little bit of a challenge for the Pirates, and Newton seems to have figured it out back there. But early in the season, man, he was pretty susceptible to the stolen base. So I'm sure that their scouting report reflects that.
We will be on live with you at 3 o'clock, normal 3 to 6 Pirate Radio Live. We'll roll right into that. But little bonus here as we watch the Pirates play. Coppin State, Shirley. What were you about to say?
I was also going to say that something else to watch is those pickoff moves. I mean, we've gotten pretty decent at that in terms of the different pitching styles of all of our bullpen and being able to pick off runners at first base.
Who's the best on the team at that?
Typically you default to a left-hander.
I was thinking Cooch.
Cooch is like nasty with it.
Yeah.
Haven't been able to see him much. We did see him a little bit there in Clearwater, but hopefully we might can see him this weekend.
I think we will.
The 1-2.
And you saw the. I was just getting ready to make a comment about that. The runner leaning back, and I felt like that was probably when he was going to go. Now that also could have been a dirt ball read. So you're telling your runner, you're not waiting to see the ball hit the dirt. You're watching the pitch as it's been thrown, and if it's showing trajectory towards the dirt, then if you get a good jump, go. And look, for Coppin State to stay in this game, they've got to play their game, and if that involves running the bases, if you get thrown out, you get thrown out, but you can't stop doing what you do because it has effect on everything.
That base runner, Mully, 27 of 35 on the year, so he likes to take off.
Yeah, I mean, again, we talked specifically about him before the game with the AD, and he is a high-energy kid. You can see it already.
Heard a lot about this guy, Jordan Hamburg. He's their two-way guy, three-hole hitter.
Looks like
he is the pitcher today.
Looks like he's a dead pool guy with his just looking at his grip.
Interesting, early 90s baseball pants.
Well, and we talked about it a little bit too, having watched those guys take BP today. Again, no knock on them, but the gear, the unis, the cleats, the newness of everything. I mean, East Carolina has it pretty good with Adidas.
Oh yeah.
And when you come to play at Clark LeClaire Stadium, there's a lot of teams that are going to say, "Wow, you guys got a lot here that we don't have." Like,
facilities and
Virginia. Yeah. I don't know what they have, Mully.
Oh no, that's pretty legit.
I'm assuming
Coastal Carolinas is very legit.
Okay, so but Coppin, it's probably an eye-opening experience. I think,
no question. So they're going to stay away from him because he does look dead.
Got him with a breaking ball.
2 outs.
Yeah, he went kind of soft away the whole time. That's probably what you're going to see the whole way. He's super top hand strong with that grip, so covering that outside third is going to be tough.
All right, coming up to bat now, me. No, I think this guy's no batting gloves, a little chunky. I like this guy.
Now batting.
I like this guy.
Clip Brock.
This is their first baseman.
I like the no batting glove. You're right, Molly. That shirt, it's more of a shirt than a jersey.
Yeah,
it's a jersey.
It's almost a BP top.
Yeah, right. That's what I was looking for.
So they were again talking with them today. They are in a 8-team conference for all sports except baseball's now down to 4.
Yeah.
So they had an interesting route to the tournament, but they were still allowed to be an automatic qualifier conference. But next year that will not be the case. So Coppin State is actually looking for a home for next year to play, in an AP an AQ league as a affiliated member.
That's tough to go through if you're not. The only way you're getting in the tournament is an at-large under Coppin State.
That's right.
Having said that, it is a little Mickey Mouse-ish to be in a 4-team league and to be able to get an automatic qualifying.
Well, you remember
what was their how many times did they play?
They were 24 and 28, I think.
Did they do like 2 series against everybody, I guess?
They played 4 games on the weekend.
Okay. And did it twice, probably, home and home? I'll look it up.
Yeah, I think that may be right. But they, you remember years back when ECU was between the CAA and Conference USA, we went as a net large. I think the tournament that year was like in Manio, somewhere like that. And anyway, that may have been the year that the Pirates made it to the Supers.
When did you get to Eastern North Carolina, Mully?
I came 93.
Oh, okay. So you've been here. Do you remember going to Kinston or even Wilson to watch baseball? Did you go to those games?
Yeah, well, I mean, I played over in Kinston, so I played at Lenore.
Okay.
So we went to, obviously went to a bunch of games there and played.
I'm talking about the Pirate when the ECU.
Oh, yeah. Went to that. I fond memories of standing down in the bullpen at Fleming Stadium with the coaches at the time. As I guess South Florida was here. They had a big time right-handed third baseman.
Gross is going with the breaking ball, and he walks.
Kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier. If he would just establish a fastball and pitch off of it, the breaking stuff is great. It's a bonus if it's there. Right now, it's hey, let's let these guys get themselves out. Right? I mean, they've not shown tremendous power numbers all year, so let's see what see what they can do. I'm not saying throw it down the middle for them, but I'm saying let's command the fastball.
Campbell playing home run derby early on. They were up 6-0, I think, at last check, against Georgia Tech in Knoxville. Florida State a 1-0 lead over UCLA. A couple of scores on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard make that 3-0 Florida State over UCLA. And they're already in the 5th inning. That one's going pretty quick.
Yeah, on the what you said?
Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Da Buck.
Da Buck.
It is 5-1 Campbell. I misspoke. It was 5-0. Now 5-1. UConn and Wake underway as well. And it is a great time to have ESPN Plus because they have brought it back. It's called Squeeze Play this year. And you turn it on there. It's like Red Zone for regional baseball. They flip around. It's awesome.
Squeeze play.
Columbia, a 1-0 lead over Gonzaga. I believe that's what CLMB is.
Yep.
Liberty, Oklahoma underway. So a lot of games going on right now across the country. That is a fly ball into left center.
Can of corn.
And Bryson's got it. And the top of the first is over. No score.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Got some runners on there, and we know how aggressive Coppin State is when they get on the base pass.
All right, so Groves, Mully, you've heard Cliff Godwin and the pitchers we talked to say it. Cliff is on a inning-by-inning basis.
100%.
Like, get us through this inning.
That's right.
And we'll go from there. Well, Josh Groves will be out there for the second.
Maybe. I mean, we would think so, but
Yeah.
I think what you saw there, and sometimes you know that this affects your decision making. He could not command the fastball. He went back to back breaking balls that were kind of show me breaking balls. They weren't swing and miss breaking balls. They were kind of hard of the plate. Just it kind of becomes, all right, let's throw what you could throw for a strike. And if it's not the fastball, then let's spin the breaking ball up there. And again, let's let these guys get themselves out.
Mike Mullis, Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt, the big dog, Glenn Griffin here on a Friday. We've got the rest of our team out at Clark LeClaire Stadium, so make sure you are following us on social media throughout this weekend, especially you out-of-towners, because we'll have pictures, video, interviews. We'll have it all for you on Pirate Radio. Fun time of the year for us. This is the time of year where I watch college baseball. Mully, you're at ESPN Plus, see what game's on middle of the week in March kind of guy.
Oh yeah, as soon as they start showing them.
I've been keeping up with the softball stuff.
Where are we at there?
We are in the supers. I think there's a couple, and Oklahoma is absolutely just dominating right now. I mean, I don't know if anybody can stop Oklahoma right now.
You know what would get me into college softball?
What's that?
ECU getting back to the tournament.
Yeah, that would be great. I'd love to see that.
Well, I tell you what, I went out when the conference tournament was here a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Went out and watched USF play Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. I think it's who it was.
That the Blowout?
Same weekend. Yeah. And man, I'm gonna tell you, it's a fun game to watch. It moves along, and that stadium is a great. There's not a bad seat in the house, and I was sitting right down there, kind of on the field. I felt like I was literally just about in the dugout. So it was. I enjoyed it.
It's a lot of fun to watch a game there, for sure.
Jordan Hamburg is a lefty. Molly, we were talking about this with Igo the other day. East Carolina, not only is their lineup lefty heavy, their pinch hitters, guys on the bench, are mostly lefty. So I know Virginia has 2 lefty starters. I mean, does that even matter, though? Because we've seen Cliff Godwin pinch hit a lefty to face a lefty. So,
it does matter numbers-wise if you look over the history of thousands of at-bats.
Right.
In these types of situations, man, you just got to go with your best guy. If it's a bad, quote-unquote bad matchup, then it just is what it is. And I'm going to tell you, East Carolina's got to take the approach with this guy. I think from what it's set up there, he's been 83, 84. Left-hander, he's staying away. The whole approach with this guy's got to almost be 2 strikes out of the bat. We got to be looking to hit the ball middle, backside of the field. We don't want to see a bunch of rollovers. And if you try to pull him, I think that's what we're going to get. So that approach has got to be middle of the field, oppo for right-handers to right field. Left-handers a little bit different. Balls coming in on them, they can look to spin on the ball a little bit. But it'll be interesting if we make the adjustments. And Agnos has been good with 2 strikes.
Tried to go with some kind of breaking ball.
Yeah, that was a backdoor effort. So the problem with that backdoor breaking ball left on right is if he hangs that thing at all, that's a BP fastball. It's got the right spin on it to get on to Charles. So, the approach is everything. Grip-wise, looks like he's going. It looks like maybe he's going fastball again.
3-2, and he walked him.
Lead off walk for Agnos.
Not what Coppin State wanted.
Anybody want to bet Hoover shows bump first pitch?
right, Mully's going just show bunt. Doesn't necessarily have to bunt, but he's going to put it out there.
He's going to show it. I think he keeps it out there, though.
Lays it down for...
And you know, when it goes back to what we said about Coppin State, East Carolina's not going to change what they do because they think they should dominate this pitching staff. They're going to have to continue to play their game. Again, that's going to be Hoover showing one, whether or not he lays it. They're going to play. Yeah, I mean, they're in a bunt defense.
There it is.
I mean, so now he's ahead to count, right? So what you also have here is left on left with the first baseman holding the runner at first. So it does create some space on the right side. If Hoover can, roll the ball through the gap.
Agnos taking his lead. Hoover shows
And that
go.
ball
There's a
gets
free one.
away.
He may go to
He
third.
doesn't even know where it's at.
And Zach is in the second, standing up.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they come up bullpen-wise behind this guy. Assuming that he may go all 9. We don't know. It's super early. But I got to feel like, again, it's kind of borrowed time.
What are you doing here, Mully? Do you let Hoove swing away, or are you still trying to slap one down?
No, I think in this situation early in the game, he's got a 2-0 count, runner on second base. I'm looking for him to drive me in a ball in the gap. And, I mean, all he's looking to do with a 2-0 count is hit the ball hard.
Shirley, can you do me a favor? Is that the lobby speaker?
That is the lobby speaker.
Can you kill it?
Yeah. Yep.
Kill it. Thank you.
Can you kill the lobby speaker?
Sure.
Be quiet, please. Thank you. I see a guy with a bucket hat, Mully. Last night I said to my wife, I think I might become
I'm a bucket hat guy.
I think I might be
Saw
a bucket
Mully
hat
with
guy.
one on yesterday.
Your team bucket hat, of course. You need it with the head, right?
Well, all the years that of sun that the top of my ears have taken is now starting to concern me a little bit. So,
I'm just cutting the grass, doing something outside. I think I might go bucket
well, it'd be
hat.
perfect with your shirt.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe go straw hat. The big brim.
Yeah.
And he Walton.
Back-to-back walks to lead off for the Pirates. In the
Yeah,
bottom
this
half
is
of the first.
Now you got Bryson coming up batting third. I know Jacob Cowers.
Who knows? I didn't even look at the lineup before. You kind of knew it would be Agnos and Hoover, and then behind that it's
Godwin, for him, has been pretty consistent this year. Especially at the top with Coward. And it's not Coward, it's Bryson. So there you go, Mully.
Yeah, I was going to say I saw the lineup and I was like, wait a minute, Jacob Jenkins Coward is batting cleanup.
yeah, and that's protection for Bryson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Good point.
So we've seen Agnos, we've seen Hoover, we see Worrell right now. Batting fourth is JC. Batting fifth, Ben Newton. Behind the plate, batting sixth, Josh Moreland. Batting seventh, Jacob Starling. Batting eighth, Alec Makaravich. And then batting ninth, Justin Wilcoxon at the DH position.
And that's base hits from top to bottom.
Is Wilcoxon lefty?
Yes.
All right.
Wilcoxon's the one that had the home run against Bryant. That was not a home run.
I think that was Jenkins.
And there's another one in the dirt. Jake. Zach Agnos moves to third.
You did it.
I did it. I knew it. I do it every time. Unless I'm looking right at him in person, I will say Jake just about every time.
So Worrell's thought process, or Worrell's thought process right now is just looking for a ball up, get a ball in the air in the outfield, something deep enough to score the run. But I'm telling you, man, I'd love to see him hit a ball the other way. That just was going to give me the feeling that he's locked in.
Definitely staying away.
And nibbling out there. I mean, he just needs to hit a seed the other way, and that would, score 2. But moreover, it would let you know that 35's locked in. This is a good count to do it in. Mm-hmm. Now the other side is, do they pitch to him knowing they got left? But you have, and I say pitch to him. Do they give him anything, or they go back to a breaking ball again? He tried him with the fastball.
Right now, he can't.
Yeah, he's got nothing.
Locate anything.
Yeah, he definitely is having issues.
They have realized this is not Norfolk State across the field from them.
And I go back to it. I just think his pants are too tight. It's affecting him adversely. Let's see what he gets on a 3-1. Well,
I also think it's really good plate discipline by the Pirates, but that's just, I think, a part of Coach Godwin's.
I could like that if the pitches were more competitive. Those are 81 to 85 mile an hour pitches that are just out of the hand, not going to be in the zone. Now, if they were 90 3 to 95, it's a little harder fight, but that's pretty recognizable stuff.
So I remember this from Little League and rec days, Molly, when your buddy can't throw a strike and you're out and you're like, come on, Jason, let's go, bud. Like, how about college? Like, those guys got to be pretty demoralized right now that 12 balls, hadn't had a ball to catch or field.
No, and
it's pretty boring out there.
And they may be, they're getting over being a little starstruck. This is the biggest crowd I feel confident that they've ever played in front of. There's a lot going on for these young guys. What you would have liked to seen in that situation is the third baseman or shortstop, whoever your more vocal infielder is, to hey, calm down. See the pitcher step off, clear the mechanism a little bit, and then get back in there. Baseball is a game of runs and momentum. So if stepping off the mound and causing a little discomfort for the other team is something that can help you change momentum, you got to do it. Now, if I'm Jenkins Coward, I'm looking first pitch fastball, and I'm going to see if I can't hit it to Minji's.
Again, he goes with something off speed.
Right, and that's a smart thought process there, because they also knew. One of my rules of thumb that I just loved it is, after a mound visit, you're gonna most likely get a fastball.
Like, hey, just pump one in there.
Try to get back in there. Right
there, it is, and it's called a strike. And that fastball, like you said, Molly, 81.
And that, so now with the lefty, he's trying to stay away from these guys. So your approach has to be that same thing. If he's going to go out there, you got to stay out there with him. With this fastball velocity, wow, that's a hanger. That's the one he wanted. With this dude's velocity, or being fairly average, he's not going to beat Coward inside with a fastball. So you can look away and still react in on that fastball. It's just not enough to bite you.
Hey, Chandler, we should add a score bug. Can you put that somewhere?
Maybe.
Oh, that's a nice hit right up the middle.
Because we do have a score. Up the middle, first hit of the game. Did 1 or 2 score, Molly? There's Hoover, so there's 2.
Pirates on top,
2-0 with nobody out in the bottom of the first, and that's why they were 9.5 point favorites. I keep saying run favorites. It's just such a weird number for baseball.
Hey, Coward with a couple RSBI.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what? I'm going to start a movement.
RSBI.
I'm going to start a movement now. I hear people call him JC and whatever. Ever since the baseball banquet that he was introduced,
ever since
that's
kind of country.
It has it's just been, in my mind, he's the big hyphen.
The big hyphen.
Come on, hyphen.
Well, I'm wondering where the other J is.
Jacob Jenkins
Coward. And what's his nickname?
JC.
Where's the other J?
Well, it could be just Jenkins Coward.
They're saying Jenkins Coward.
JC. So if his name was Robert Jenkins Coward, it would still be JC.
I mean, at the beginning of the year, I heard JJC, but I guess people were just didn't feel like saying the first J. So
people are lazy. Blue has a...
Come on, Blue.
Pretty wide. I'm not complaining. He's pretty wide strike zone. I'm fine with it. I'm making an observation.
Off that pitch, he's got a wide... Have you seen
No, off other pitch. I'm saying for Groves as well.
Okay.
Hey, I noticed something Molly didn't notice. So I'm watching this game intently.
Oof.
They must have had a little shift on there.
Stop bunting, Cliff. Cliff in
what are you doing?
Love the Cliff stance. The other day when we shot our promo video and Troy ended up being our coach, which he did a good job. Molly, did you see that promo video?
No.
Troy looked pretty good flashing the signs. I want to get your thoughts on it. I'll show it to you.
All right.
But originally I was thinking about somewhere I would be the coach, and I was doing the
good take there.
He wanted it.
The Cliff.
Well, he wanted to get it out of there.
Hands on knees, squatting. Cliff pose.
Okay. Probably every coach in the country does that.
Okay, Molly.
You know what I noticed yesterday in practice?
Every coach in the country.
Why you got to take the piss out of me, Molly?
Coach Palumbo had that practice down pat.
Oh, yeah, they got after it.
But I noticed that
not going to get 2.
Palumbo kind of controls that practice a lot. I mean, he's very verbal.
Yeah, well, you got to realize yesterday they only had an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So they had to get a lot done, and I think they got it done in less than an hour. So, but no, they they make the practice plan, and Coach Palumbo executes it, and here we go.
It was like a well-oiled machine yesterday.
Were you a fungo infield guy, Mully? Did you ever do that?
Oh, yeah.
You practice?
Did I practice hitting fungos?
Yeah, because Coach, you got to do it. You got to have it down to a
I
science.
didn't practice hitting fungos.
All right. Well, that's why you're not coaching anymore.
No, that's right. It was my fungo ability.
Nice.
Popped him up.
That's going to score one.
Still get a run in.
Unless that's Bryson Worrell.
Whoa! Holy cow!
You're going to get it now. What a terrible decision there.
Hopefully that
we
run.
got the run in.
Hopefully the run scored.
Let's see if it flashes.
It has to cross the plate first, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Well.
That guy loaded up the cannon.
You may see him pitch. I don't know. You may see him pitch today. At some point in this deal.
Pirates get 3 in the first. It is East Carolina 3, Coppin State 0 as we head to the bottom of the first.
You might as well show them the video now while we're in commercial break.
Good idea, Shirley.
Great idea. Rising to the standard.
Way to rise.
Y'all are so condescending.
We love you.
Bunch of smartasses over here.
You're the backbone of this business.
Backbone. Maybe.
Chandler,
Molly,
I'm doing something.
Yeah.
Take over.
find the video.
That's what I'm doing. Talk.
Pirates get 3 in the bottom of the first, Molly.
Yeah, they should.
What do you think?
That's good.
Let's get
your thoughts on the first inning
Chandler,
as a whole.
Good job. Good job.
Hey, watch this. Hey, Molly, what do you think? How long do you think we'll see Groves
Until he goes out.
Okay.
See, right now you got a bad guess. You got a guess that is sabotaging this.
I know.
If I were you, I'd probably move on to Shirley. Ask her a few questions.
Hey, Shirley,
What?
you ready for Pirate
Chandler,
Radio
you're
Live
out.
coming up at 3?
Shirley, you're up. Chandler,
You ready for Pirate Radio Live coming up at 3 o'clock?
Yeah, sure.
Who we gonna
It's
have
Friday.
on Pirate Radio Live? Go ahead and tell us the. You're doing something.
That's a good question.
Oh, you don't know. You don't know who the.
I hadn't really contacted any guests.
That's great.
Tony Dunn will be here.
Tony Dunn. Let's go down to Tony.
We'll see if we got some Panthers talk.
What would there
Not
possibly
much.
be to talk about with the Panthers?
Matt Corral has not been at
Yes,
OTAs.
family
He
issues.
had a family.
All right. Check out Troy's signals he's given, and want to get your take on it as a former coach at a high level.
What do you think his indicator is?
He's doing the traditional, off the arms, ear. Don't look at my swing though. Pirates up 3-0 as we head to the second inning here. How long is this video?
So why was he flashing the Wolfpack deal?
He said, "Let's call on."
So we're naming guests, and we're like, give him the Bryce Williams, and Chandler's like, yeah, and he said, give him the Elliott Avent, and Chandler shook him off. Said it.
That was an athletic swing.
Thank you. You're supposed to be critiquing Troy, not me.
He didn't look bad about the signs.
He looked pretty good, right?
Well, I don't know about pretty good, but he didn't look bad.
Okay, that's enough.
Groves has got to. He's got to find this fastball. That was a little butter still up.
Has he hit 90 yet? I'm seeing a lot.
There it is. That's all he needs to do. He's got a 3-run lead. You got to feel like they're going to, Pirates are going to score a handful more. Let them get themselves out. If you, again, watching them in BP today, there weren't a ton of balls hit out of the park in BP, so you got to assume that it's a little more difficult when somebody's trying to get you out. So,
Ryder is a guy that you kind of pitches to contact, but with the velocity Coppin State's used to seeing, do you stay away from Ryder today? Because he's usually a mix it up, right?
I really don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, again, no knock on Coppin State, but I think that
just throw strikes.
Just throw strikes.
Okay.
So give your defense a chance to play behind you.
Tony Dunn coming on. We'll go live to Troy D. We'll probably go live to a few folks after this one, and we'll do basically a 10th inning-ish. I mean, we'll talk a lot about the game.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and we'll take phone calls.
If you would like to chime in, you can do so. You can chime in right now with us on Facebook or YouTube. Thanks to Fifth Street Hardware for the lunch.
Oh, that's a great pitch.
Formerly known as Winslow's. Mully and I had a burger. Chandler had the patty melt. Shirley went with the salad.
Just a standard house salad.
Yes,
Salad.
Your standard house. And Big Dog had some giant tenders. Were they good? Yeah?
They were huge.
Thumbs up from the Big Dog, Glenn Griffin. They've got the games on TV, including East Carolina, all weekend long, Shirley.
Yeah, I was just going to ask Big Dog, since he is a fried pickles connoisseur.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
How are the fried pickles?
So, my take.
Your mic's not on.
Mike is on.
Mike is on? Now
it
it's on.
Big Dog, everybody.
So my take is, I prefer chips over fries when it comes to the pickles.
Okay.
Oh, I was going to say,
with
yeah.
pairing.
They're very no. What?
Like having a pickle with the meal.
No.
No,
A pairing? It's like a wine. What's your fried pickle pairing?
Can I have a taste?
He's saying
We're going to a pickle tasting.
these particular fried pickles were like long and skinny.
Yes.
And you
They're
prefer
more like
the-
Spears.
Not
were,
spares.
Spears.
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 Where are you from?
Yeah.
What is...
But they
Bring in
were
your report card. I want to see what your teachers had to say.
You know what
about
I'll bring in?
What?
My damn National Beta Club.
Here's the Beta Club, Molly.
certificate. That's
Good
what
for
I'll
you.
bring in. And I'll slap you across the head with it.
See, that's...
Are the standards the same in Dunn or Bun or what?
I'm not from Dunn.
Which one is it?
Done or bone.
No.
They're
I
both
am
pretty close
from,
together.
Hey, there's two types of people in the world, Molly. There's a done and there's a bun.
I'm from Clinton, North Carolina.
Clinton.
also known as Whiteville, also known as
Salemburg.
Yeah.
Monkey Junction.
And one of those places that has 8 different names.
That's a good-looking hat there in the background. She's a little bored,
It
though.
looked like you yesterday.
I don't think that mine was quite that
No,
big.
it was not that big.
That was definitely looking like a hat that should have been at the Kentucky Derby.
There's a
They
lot
were
of bucket
beautiful.
hats back there.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
It's the backside.
Reach out and touch someone.
Wow.
Kind of like my swing the other day.
Good 2-out hitting right there by the kid. Don't know who he is.
Yeah, that hat is fantastic.
I'm going to tell you, for the Pirates to do what they want to do, 6'6", Moylan has got to get hot.
Absolutely.
He is a big bat that is just kind of listless this year, but
Well, during practice yesterday, when they were taking BP, somebody reported that he hit a home run off the scoreboard.
yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. I mean, he gets warmed up. This team is going to be that much more dangerous.
Had a good week in Camp. About to say Camp Clearwater. He had a good week in Clearwater last week
Yeah,
at the plate.
which is good to see because he struggled most of the year, and he's just kind of stuck with it, and now he's starting to see, his bat heat up a little.
I'm going to bring up Matt Day from College Park, Maryland. Down the road from Baltimore, where Coppin State calls home.
Home of the Terps.
You tried to Coach O that one.
Who,
No.
me?
Got him.
Chandler sounded like
Home.
Yeah, he tried to say it.
Him.
Home of the
Him and
Toes.
the
In
tits.
so doing. Hello, folks. I'm in Oregon right now.
I'm in Corvallis.
I'm in Corvallis.
I know people are particular about who calls the Masters, but if I could change it to any one person, it would be Coach O.
Oh, that would be a
I would
great.
have Coach O. Actually, I would have him call all my sporting events.
These days.
Oh, that was a little check swing.
Bare hand.
Oh, no!
Great play.
Good
Did we
stretch.
review it?
Nice. Yeah, Cliff reviews everything. Nah, he was safe. That was a great play. Good
That,
stretch by Moylan.
I paid attention to this dude. He is a very athletically looking young man, as you can see on the screen. But just the way he carried himself during BP, he looks the part. Obviously, he can scoot a little bit.
Oh, great play by Zach, but I also think that the infield kind of slowed that ball down a little bit, too.
So ECU's just trying to throw strikes, Molly. Coppin State's just trying to get contact, and the last two guys
Yeah, and
have done that. Kind of
the
put
one
bat
the
out.
one before 28 there, that was a little better piece of hit,
Yeah.
and that was completely accidental.
And we back to the leadoff man here, who's singled to start the game. Goes to short
Got the
here.
routine.
He's fast.
Woo!
And I got him.
All right, so Coppin State gets 3 hits in that 1 inning.
Coppin State out hitting East Carolina 3-1 right now.
but trailing 3-0.
Yeah, those walks.
Well, and East Carolina throwing more strikes, which gives you more opportunities to hit. I mean,
That's true.
they have not seen much to hit from the Coppin State lefty.
Pirates with the lead. Mully, I'm going to give you a compliment here.
Thank you.
You're a contrarian, but you're an accurate contrarian. I was thinking about this earlier. Going into the year, East Carolina top 15. Kind of crazy that they ended up about where they were projected preseason. Just took a weird road to get there. But I remember early on, before the season, and of course after the first weekend, you'd be like, man, they got a long ways to go. So when they were struggling, we'd come to you, Mully, and say, man, the Pirates really struggle. This is tough. This ain't. And you would, at that point when everybody was saying how bad it was, you said, I think they'll be all right. They got along.
Get in
So you were the contrarian on both sides, but you were right both times.
No, I felt like once they got in conference, I mean, the conference was what it needed to be. Now, there's nobody in the world that would have projected or even thought that they would be a number 8.
Yeah.
But I thought that they would find a way to get into the regionals, maybe as an at-large or something, or win the conference, which they managed to win both sides of that. So, but yeah, I mean, it's a long season, man. You got good players, and it's like we said, and what has proven to be the case. They needed some leadership, and they needed it from inside, not from the coaching staff. And they needed Agnos and Bryson and Hoover, these guys to step up and be the guys, and that's what they've done.
Got some former Pirates in the jungle reported by Pirate Radio. Cam Colmore, you got Matt Bridges and Sam Lanier in the jungle. So
really cool to see them and Bridges' family out there. A lot of former Pirates going to be in the building.
A lot of football Pirates out
Yeah,
in the building.
can we get a report on whether or
That's
not
Keaton
Keaton Mitchell
Keaton
in the
Mitchell
jungle?
is in the jungle. I saw him briefly on Instagram Live just a minute ago.
Good.
sweet.
So he was
Keaton
able. Okay.
Keaton was in the jungle and had a megaphone in his hand. And
Oh,
was walking to the fence. And
guys
then
having a blast.
an ECU official, I guess, was with him, a handler, and ended the live video before he got on the megaphone.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, because I actually tried to help him get tickets because I saw that he had posted he was looking for some jungle tickets, and somebody had posted that their family got a stomach bug and they were trying to get rid of their tickets, and I tagged Keaton in it, and then that person tweeted back that said, hey, if he wants the tickets, they're free. And so I actually messaged him and said, hey, get in touch with this guy. But I never heard back, so I didn't know if he actually was able to get tickets.
If he loves baseball so much, I tell you what he should do. Try out for the baseball team.
That's what I thought too. I thought he should steal
See
bases.
Keaton Mitchell on the base pass.
I think he should focus on football.
Oh my
But I don't
God.
want to see an injury, so let's not do that.
Dewanye sliding in the second injury.
Yeah, I do not want that to happen.
Hits the ball, says "Get gone." Instead of a
gone.
bat and flip, he just yells "Get gone."
There's some things in sports that warm my heart, like when a coach and a player embrace after a big win, when the 12th string point guard comes off the bench on a timeout, gives fives to the starters, and then when an athlete at a school supports a different sport at their school,
I like that in general.
it warms my sports heart.
Yeah.
I like when, professional athletes go to other, NFL guys show up to
And they're
NBA games.
supporting their city or whatever.
Yeah,
city's
Yeah.
team
I like that.
or where they're from.
Or an institution. Like Kobe Bryant was a huge WNBA fan. He used to go to the games all the time.
It,
Took
it
his
warms my
daughters.
heart when the baby sits courtside at Hornets games.
Yeah, I was trying to be sincere for a moment because life isn't one big joke. But why be sincere when you can be sarcastic and just crap on everything? Right, Chandler?
What are you talking about?
God.
I do enjoy that.
Okay, fine. I'm talking about the baby.
Talking about nice moments.
Is the baby a joke?
Why don't you get the life?
How about you calm the F down?
Whoa.
The 3-2 pitch to Starling. He walked him. This guy. Get him out of there.
This guy stinks.
If you're going for a quick game because weather's rolling in, you don't want a guy walking all these people, Molly.
Well, not
Then again, if he throws a strike, what's going to happen?
Let's do a stat research. Who is their number 2 pitcher for Coppin
It's
State?
way down the line.
It's way down, like
Yeah.
as far as
And
the
this guy's
difference in
usually their
ERA.
Sunday guy.
Well, he's their best guy, though.
yeah.
Greta on Facebook does not like our shirts. Clip.
Well, I regret to
Look, and
inform you that I will be wearing it all game.
It's pretty
Well
good.
done.
This guy,
well
man.
done.
This guy.
That's good. So this is a very, very obscure comparison here, but like when I'm playing softball, I take what the pitch gives me. So
And
if it's
that's basically-
outside,
you go that way
You go
with it.
that way. If it's inside, you pull it. But explain to me what you're talking about there, where he's trying to come around on a pitch. Instead, is he trying to force it? Is
Well,
that what he's trying to do?
The difference in baseball and softball is in softball, you have arc and gives you time to make that decision.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
What his approach, and look, I don't know what's in his head, but just from what I'm looking at, it looks like he's trying to hit the ball into Stratford Orange parking lot.
Gotcha.
Whereas
There's a
now,
knock.
and see now the difference with Will Coxon being left-handed action is what the ball's going to go arm side. The ball's going to go arm side. So if I'm a right-handed hitter and it's going left-handed arm side, I've got to stay that way to hit it that way instead of trying to roll over it.
This right fielder,
Show a replay.
this right fielder, his arm like goes down,
Oh, show him throwing.
down to his butt on his. Showed the throw.
Please. No.
Oh,
Oh, it's
so he just
funny.
rears back.
He rears back
It's more than rearing back.
physically as far as his arm.
It's
will
like
go.
his knuckles touch the ground.
And chunks
Wow.
it. That's the second time we've seen that, and he's got a hose too.
Yeah, I bet you'll see him on the mound.
And this guy just cannot find a zone of any kind.
Yeah.
Again, if Fagnos puts the pull swing on that pitch away, we're going to get a double play ball. If he stays with it the other way, we're going to get a run.
Big fan of Agnos's batting gloves.
Back to the top.
He's got the Eastons with the purple accents. Looks good.
Swagnos is what they call them.
See, Molly, that's the kind of stuff I notice when I watch a game.
Yep.
That's
What they're wearing.
critical.
Critical.
I look at batting stance and then the way they hold the bat.
I would call this a closed stance, Mike Mullis. Oh,
That just hit him in the face.
was that a mix-up or?
Yeah, he just
Is the catcher bat
got
blind?
a little bat blind. Everybody's bat blind to a point, but he got a little shaky back there.
That was
That,
interesting.
was that a strike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's, and Cliff may be seeing what Cliff may be thinking, hey, let's bunt him over. We roll this stuff over. It's a double play. Let's bunt him over, get him in scoring position. I don't know that you stay with that now. Please go the other way.
I got under it. Absolutely.
Who's on third? Where's the ball?
Oh, he dropped it.
He caught it. It was on the exchange.
Yeah, it was on the
okay.
exchange.
Run score. Starling, he's got some wheels, so.
So is that an RBI or is that an error?
What's an RSBI, Molly?
I think that's an error.
On the transfer?
Because, I don't think he was tagging. That's not normal depth that you would take off from. So you may show it. You may show it, fake the break, and then you hold, see the throw. Well, as soon as you see him drop the ball, now you can go ahead and score.
Are you sure he wasn't running to start with?
He was all well. I don't think they'd be talking about it like this if he was. And it was also. Well, here we go.
It looks like he also lost it for a second.
Yeah, he kind of had his arms out.
That's on the transfer, but yeah, I'm going to bet you Starling had made his break, pulled up.
I'm giving him an RBI, but you're probably right. By the way, these discussions do happen up in the press box because the official scorer is in the same room with everybody, and she and Malcolm and Igo at times, Ronnie last year, we kind of talk about the play, and Mully, it changes too because coaches, I guess to protect a guy's average, ERA, whatever, coaches will argue with the score after games.
And
it can be changed.
at the end of the year when you're making an all-conference selection, a hit here, a hit there, it's a couple points, and there's so much credence still given to the batting average and whatever else, but regardless of it being a good or bad stat.
And even during the game, like an ops guy or somebody will text up to the press box and say, we need that changed to a hit or something like that. So it matters to folks.
Good take.
4-0 Pirates here, bottom of the second inning. Hoover trying to get a runner on first for the Pirates.
Hoover's logo's a little off center on his helmet.
Good eye.
Hoover's been here a long time, but he still looks like he's about 9 years old.
Yeah, he's got a baby face.
Well, he's a pretty jacked 9-year-old.
He's one of the
I'm talking more baby face.
Was it last year he got hurt?
Hit in the face?
Yeah.
At Campbell?
That baby face you're talking about.
Was that last year?
We got hurt at Georgia Southern, right, too, this year.
I remember him wearing the mask.
Oh, yeah.
We got through this year without the Campbell injury.
Right. The Boys Creek curse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Has it been broken?
It was warm that day, which is
right, because it's always played in February, like mid-February.
It was like in the 60s that day somehow versus it being 38 degrees and raining like it normally is.
Coppin. Here.
Backside.
That is classic ass Hoover, but it is caught. He kind of hit it too hard. Usually he kind of dumps it in there. Pirates add another one, 4-0 as we head to the third.
And it's not considered an error.
Ah, that's right.
It didn't flash it up there.
No,
They may still be talking about it.
Oh, yeah. It'll be a discussion. UConn and Wake. Let's get some other scores going from around the country. I'll check it out. UConn and Wake tied at 1.
What was the Campbell Georgia Tech score?
Charlie, like Axl Rose said, I'm going to need you to have a little patience.
It's one of my favorite songs of all time.
Can you
That is a
whistle?
classic.
Can you whistle the end?
Yeah.
I can't. I try, but I can't.
All right, ask and ye shall receive. Campbell 6, Georgia Tech 2 in the top of the 6th inning. Camels trying to win, get in the winner's bracket to potentially face Tennessee tomorrow. Florida State has a 4-2 lead over UCLA as they play in the 6th inning. It is Arkansas 2-0 over Grand Canyon. Columbia and Gonzaga tied at 1 in the 4th inning. Oklahoma 4, Liberty 3 as they play in the 3rd. UConn and Wake in the 4th inning tied at 1 apiece. On the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Dubuck.
Sorry, I was.
If you read the scores, Chandler, right now, we're going to have a problem. Because you know how you have a tendency to repeat exactly what was just said?
No, what I'm doing is showing a picture of Keaton Mitchell in the jungle.
Cool stuff.
With the Jungle Boys, the Megaphone crew.
That's good stuff. Coming up at 2 o'clock, Southeast Missouri State taking on Louisville. Hofstra and North Carolina, that one in Chapel Hill. Texas Tech, Notre Dame. That's a great 2-3 game, Mully. Where are they? Georgia Southern?
They're at Georgia Southern.
That's a great 2-3 matchup. Army and Southern Miss play at 2 o'clock, as do Air Force and Texas. Should we scoreboard watch the Austin Regional, or is that looking too much ahead?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a bit premature.
All right, I'm
Just so did State have a worse day when they didn't get into the regional, or when they found out that Tommy Tanks was going to Florida State?
You know,
which is worse?
The obvious answer is not making a regional, but
like State not getting in a regional, or them finding out that Tommy Tanks entered the portal and looks like he's going to land at Florida State.
Did you see the pickup?
Chamman brought up a good point. It was very Braves-ish. Now, this might not be a good comparison because Tommy Tanks is the man, but the other guy's an All-American, right?
Carter Trice from.
So the Braves lose Freddie, immediately get Matt Olson. They did pick up a guy pretty quick.
I would say that Tommy Tank's numbers will be hard to replicate. 28 home runs. He still hit 335, something like that as a freshman. You would think he'd get better. You also wonder what will happen to get to Florida State if that's where indeed he lands. Wonder if he can replicate the year he had.
I hadn't looked a lot into it, Mully. You talk to a lot of folks, know a lot of folks. So is it, like I heard there wasn't really a relationship issue, but it kind of stemmed from him wanting to
play the field.
It's about his game and wanting to play defense and stuff. Is that what you heard?
Well, the word that I heard is he, quote-unquote, got homesick. So the
old Gardner Minshew?
Yeah, I thought he was a North Carolina kid, but somebody said he got homesick. I didn't even Google it. I don't know, but
Yeah, but apparently he's from the Florida
he
area.
But in addition to that, the NIL question has to be brought into it, and you wonder. I would think that the NIL possibilities at Florida State, or really, quite frankly, any Florida school of the big schools down there, would probably be better than what he could get at State.
Coppin is popping here in the top of the third inning.
Wow,
That's
Coppin is
2.
popping.
Sorry.
That's 2 already?
Couple on, nobody out as Groves pitches in the third.
So you remember when we did the dirt bags and Canes deal in Winston? You remember they had Joe Adele, who's now in the big leagues. Yeah, and he was a first-round pick.
That's funny. I saw that name and couldn't for the Angels.
Yes.
Is he?
Yeah.
And I couldn't remember where I knew him from.
And you remember I kept saying, I really hope he hits a home run, because I want so badly to say Adele says hello from the other side. And his last at bat, he hit a home run, and I was so pumped. I mean, it's great he hit a home run.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you forgot the line.
No. I would just let that thing roll. It was perfect.
Very good.
Awesome view of the of Clark LeClaire there from courtesy of Aaron Fitt.
Oh, nice.
Oh, D1 baseball?
Yeah.
And of course, Mully, that was when East Carolina was taking on Texas Tech. Came so close to the to going to Omaha. We could have had it all.
You remember? Wow.
Hey.
3.
Do you remember who else was in that weekend?
Okay, I remember.
First base was one Alec Burleson.
I don't remember that.
Yep, because he was, quite frankly, he was kind of a bad body first baseman, and we were a little bit, he had the way, he had the flow going.
I remember Seth Cadell.
He pitched some. Yeah, Cadell was catching for the Canes.
I remember.
If I remember correctly, Burleson was with the Charlotte team, the Panthers.
Okay. Gavin Williams was there, but we did not see him
did not pitch, correct.
And the third baseman that came to East Carolina that's already left was on the team, whose name I don't remember.
Yeah, me neither.
See if I can find that. But no, that was really cool, Mully.
Coppin State's got a little something working here. And this is part of going back to Groves having issues establishing the fastball and trying to figure out what he's going to be able to throw for a strike. And they've figured out, hey, he's not going to pitch quite as effectively as we thought he would, because his stuff hitting great today. So Groves is up there battling, and Coppin State's taking advantage of it.
Anybody up for ECU? Haven't seen a.
I would have to think so.
Well,
I mean, Austin Knight's already been out to make his, his visit. So the next one is the boss. And I would venture a guess that if this thing goes, if he were to walk this guy, we'll see somebody.
Colin Watt was his name. Infielder, didn't really play much at all at ECU, but he was a part of that weekend. I had Jason Mills on during the baseball season. He said he's still involved with the Canes pitching coach.
Yep.
What are they about to travel all over the place?
Yeah, they get fired up here fairly shortly, if they're not already. They will start the Cane Nation World Tour. How about Ryan Meadows stepping down after 20 years at North Pitt, and what an amazing job he did there.
20 years?
20 years.
He looks so young. It's hard to.
I told him, and I mean this with all sincerity, he would be the kind of coach that I would want my sons to play for. And he's a hard worker, really committed to his craft, but I think he's going to have a great time spending time with his young family, and that's impressive that he put his priorities there.
Yeah, and I hadn't talked to him about it. We'll probably have him on the show. He's Legion ball.
Yeah.
And baseball will still be there, Mully, when his kids grow up in a few years.
And it would not surprise me to see him possibly resurface somewhere else. He's going out to Bethel every day is a pretty good ride, and it's a time consuming deal in coaching, and you got a 7:00 game, and you don't get off the field till 9:30, and then you've got to get up, get your laundry started, or whatever knick-knack things have to be done. Field's got to be made ready. So it's getting home a lot of midnights and then right back at it, because he's still got to teach.
I had to pick my daughter up.
Savage.
Oh, Trey Savage coming in. I had to pick my daughter up from school yesterday. My wife usually does it. And I told my wife last night, I want to try to do that like once a month. Like it was nice to pick her up, talk to her after school, because I never get to do it.
Right.
And it was pretty cool. So the problem is it happens right when I host a live show every day. So.
I've thought all year that Savage and Groves remind me a lot of each other, both kind of right-hand velocities and a lot of breaking balls. So I mean, I've I'm always curious when they pitch back to back.
For most pitchers, they'd hate this situation. This is what Trey Savage likes: bases loaded, nobody out.
I was going to say
This is when he shines.
Literally, I was about to say this is his situation here. This is where he comes in to do his stuff. So he's 1-0 on the season. 30. This is his 30th appearance.
ERA under 4.
Yeah.
Most tournament appearances before reaching College World Series. East Carolina has made 32 appearances without making the College World Series. The Chanticleers made it in their 15th. So yeah, that is a stat we don't want to have to consider anymore.
Stat that we don't want to consider.
Well done. Man, these mics pick up everything, don't they? We're like getting Mully's private conversation.
I don't know if the listeners can hear it, but we certainly can.
National champs, baby.
1961.
Back in the heyday.
57 All-Americans.
27 somethings.
One Brandon Manning.
Who made a lasting impact on the ECU baseball program.
Long-lasting impact.
So that was my oldest son.
He's got a deep voice.
Who just called to tell me that he is officially taking his last high school class. He has turned his Chromebook in and signed off on everything, so he is a graduate. Finished his last class with a 100 average.
And
there you
congrats
go.
to you, though.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like it is an accomplishment when you get one to 18, you get them out of high school. You feel like,
are you okay?
Something. You know what? I don't want to.
That's tough. I don't
it
want
sucks.
Yeah.
But we've got 2 more behind him that are going to, but still, he's, he was the first, and he talk about growing up around baseball. He was in the thick of it, which may be why he doesn't care a whole lot about it now. But he grew up around a lot of really good former Pirates and really close friends, and yeah, it's a neat.
Congrats.
Kid.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it is.
What's his next move?
He's got some early college stuff to finish up, and then I think his intentions now, as of later, to be a Pirate. At one point, he was headed towards Wilmington, but I think he's decided he's got a nice little business going. He wants to keep it going and, stay here and go to school.
So he's already got a business? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Yeah, for 2 years now. So he's a chip off the old block.
He's only got one business, though.
Yes.
If he's like his dad, who'll have about 6 or 7.
Yeah. Sometimes it feels that way, but yeah, he's a
that's awesome.
Super proud of him.
Congrats.
SEC baseball highlighting Clark LeClaire Stadium.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so talking with one of the guys from Coastal yesterday, this was projected to be the number 2 best environment in all the regionals, and he couldn't remember number 1, but I thought that's pretty cool.
That's a great pitch right there. That was a late breaking pitch.
Kind of a hairy situation here. Bases loaded, nobody out. Trey Savage in, and the count is 1-2 as East Carolina has a 4-0 lead over Coppin State.
You know what? This to me would have been a great time to see Giles from one particular standpoint. He could throw ground balls.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Just Savage going for the K here. Oh dear.
And see, that's to me kind of been the knock on you, Savage. A lot like we talked about with Groves. If he doesn't have that breaking ball, we have not. Now, in his last few outings, we've seen him dominate the fastball a little bit better. But early on, man, he was a big-time breaking ball guy. And I think mechanically, a lot of it has to do he's real violent with his head tilt, so he gets a lot of downward plane. But it's if it doesn't all time up right, it's kind of hard to live in the zone. But if you'll watch him when he pitches, I mean, his head goes hard to the left side, and his arm kind of gets way higher.
And blew it right by him.
Right there.
There you go. Big strikeout there. It is now 1 down, bases juiced.
And like you said, he thrives for this type of environment and this type of situation.
And I'm going to tell you what we don't want him to do is strike out the side. Well, we need let's get out of this in the next 3 pitches kind of deal.
Yeah.
We need a ground ball somewhere here very, very soon.
I'll take striking outside.
Well, you won't like it in the 7th inning when we're having to make another pitch and change. The whole thing is trying to be efficient. If we can get that ground ball out here or a fly ball.
Don't tell me what I won't like.
Well, the coaching staff won't like it.
You want to talk about some young faces? This kid looks like he's about 7.
They picked him up on the way in at Elm Street Park.
It looks like they picked him up at some skate park somewhere.
Are you calling him a punk, Shirley?
No, I'm just saying he's got the face of a skater.
He's got that skater face.
Yeah, he got a skater face.
And he's got a swing like a skater.
Not your best work, but it was good.
I mean, tell me he doesn't look like a skater dude.
Skater boy said, "See you later, boy."
As someone who grew up around skate parks, I can tell you he looks just like a skater dude.
That Farmville skate scene is something else.
Man.
Well, back in the 80s it was. I just definitely aged myself on that one.
He looks like he's kind of pitching the strikeout.
Molly, that's good. That's fine. You're talking about like 7 extra pitches.
Oh my God, he's trying to strike this guy out.
But you want to get too
To
far
a
into
hitter,
the
yeah. I mean,
But you
seven
wanna save us-
extra pitches to 2 guys. That's 14 pitches. I mean, that's an inning.
You don't want to get into your bullpen. too far
Chandler,
into
no,
your-
I get it. I get
Chandler, do the Molly face for me. Do the...
Did he just balk him?
No. What do we got?
I don't know
They
what just
warned him
happened.
about time between pitches.
Ah.
That might have been what it was.
What was he doing between pitches?
I mean, it didn't seem to be slow.
No, it was. I think it was.
Molly. They're gonna
You get one.
There you go.
Okay.
That's all right. That's all right.
Not the end of the world.
4-1, Coppin State scores on a ground out 5U if you're scoring at home. So you Savage trying to get out of here with only giving up 1 run.
He runs like a skater boy.
Yep, definitely runs like a skater boy.
This guy is a skater.
Skater boy.
Shout out to Avril Lavigne if you're listening.
Yeah.
Pretty aggressive first pitch. Swing right there.
Things getting
Yeah.
complicated here in this game.
Oh, well done. Well done.
Glenn, I can't.
You remember we went out and played BYU in football, and Sabrina the Teenage Witch started following us.
Melissa
on
Joan Hart.
Instagram and
Yes,
Twitter.
Yeah.
she
Like
did.
the actress.
Yeah.
Yes.
Melissa
Very
Joan
odd
Hart.
time.
And
Yeah,
we
that
were
was very
extremely
strange.
excited
Is
about
she
it.
a Mormon or
She must
something?
be like somehow into that.
Don't we played them this year?
Maybe.
So she's gonna be back.
Hey,
we gotta get her on the show.
We need to check and see if she's still following us.
we could have a
All right.
witch along with Sabrina.
Which
Oh, wow.
that'd be great.
They don't just
Glenn, I'm the one doing bad wordplay around here. Stay in your lane. A witch along. All right.
And there's a fly
Stay
ball.
up. Stay up. Oh, okay.
And Swagnos has got it.
Stay up.
He
I thought
makes
it
the
was gonna
catch.
Dump over.
No.
I got a bad read on it. Thanks for chiming in, though. One thing you say in the last 5 minutes, you're gonna criticize me. Sounds about right. Molly, thanks for being here, man.
Shut up.
It only took 4 innings for this thing to completely collapse.
Everything's fine. Everything's great.
Pirates 4-1 lead. Having a good time with Mike Mullis here on a Friday.
This commercial reminded me of the metaverse with the Oculus deal. You ought to see the stuff we do 5-star with the Oculus. It's incredible.
I remember
It
you
is
telling us about
So
that.
you're
Yeah.
like walking around the building.
I'll bring it. I'll bring it up.
Look up and see the ceiling.
Oh, dude, see,
I've never.
I'll bring it up here. I'll bring it up here, and it's really cool.
That is neat. I never thought about that aspect of it. 5-star. How's it going for you?
Well, you know, good.
Growing?
Yeah. We're lots of conversations going right now, and so we shall.
Hands in the fire?
or irons.
Did I say that wrong?
You said pans.
I know. I was thinking about cooking.
Yeah.
Is it iron?
Do you normally put a bunch of pans in the fire when you cook?
The way I cook, yes, but yeah, I guess not. Molly, what's your itinerary for watching live baseball this weekend?
I'll get out as I can and try to see as much. I don't plan to miss many innings, whether it be on TV or live or.
And it's like it's all day tomorrow. You got 2 games, but you could get over there for one, go have a dinner, come back.
Tomorrow I'm hoping maybe to play golf. I mean, that's a dream day for me. Play golf and then have 2 regional games
and hit. Well, you don't need to hit the one if ECU wins because you can go later.
No, I can go, but I can play a little earlier and then boom,
and
boom,
get there.
Yeah,
all right.
And I'll take my iPad.
Where are you playing tomorrow?
I don't know. I hadn't decided. Maybe go over to the Wood with the guys. Pretty good game over there.
So that's Bryson Worrell up to bat.
We'll talk some golf on today's show with Mark Greenhill.
Greeny.
Saw where Harold. Shouldn't say that. Reportedly, he turned down a lot of money.
$38 million to go to the Live. I've heard the same thing.
Wait, say that again.
Harold turned down
$38 million to go to the Live tournament.
The Saudi-backed,
which he was successful in a few months ago.
Yeah, that's where he won, right?
Yeah.
80-footer.
38 mil. How much was Dustin Johnson offered?
$125 million.
Jeez.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
That made that, yes.
That's a lot.
Oh, he gone.
Yeah.
That made that allegiance to the PGA a whole lot more lax.
Now, when you say he's gone, he's
PGA has
not
said,
on the PGA Tour?
PGA has said the players that go are not coming back to PGA
Yeah, because
Tour.
he's already lost once. No, it wasn't Dustin Johnson. Who was it that?
Dustin Johnson lost a sponsor too. He lost RBC.
That's it.
Phil Mickelson lost Workday, KPMG lost all of his folks.
Yeah, he lost all his folks.
But they are. I mean, the first purse of that thing's like the winner gets like $5 million, and then it's like a 25 or 30, like the last place finisher will get 150,000 or something. It's crazy money. Crazy money.
If you finish, if you don't make the cut, like on a PGA Tour event, do you get 0 or do you still get something for showing up?
Yeah, I mean, you put 10 grand or something. It's, and that's what these guys are complaining about. Is they're like, look, man, if you play minor league baseball, if you're whatever, there's a stipend. There's these dudes they're independent contractors, so they want to be treated as independent contractors, which means if I'm going to go play on that tournament, then I should be allowed. Right? If I'm a true independent contractor. So now, am I an employee or am I an independent contractor?
Because they don't have a PGA Tour contract or nothing, right?
No.
Okay, so the
I'm sure
PGA
that there
views
is
them
a
as independent
contract of
contractors.
some shape, form, or fashion.
Right.
But they're 1099 for everything they do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coppin State.
Then PGA shouldn't have any.
Correct.
Well,
from that standpoint.
That's right. And what's interesting in that whole deal is that still doesn't preclude a player from going to the Live tournament, but then or one of their events, but then coming back and playing in the Masters or the Players. Not the Players. There's another major. Maybe it's the Players this year. The U.S. Open
that aren't PGA.
The U.S. Open is the USGA, and the Masters is the fine folks at Augusta.
So we'll see DJ and the Masters and not a lot else.
Nothing else.
Wow. But guys, can guys go play on? So there's like a European tour, isn't there? Like an
tour.
Asian tour?
Yeah, they can do that. Those situations.
Those are affiliated with. Okay, gotcha. Back to baseball. Pirates lead 4-1. No outs in the bottom of the third inning.
Coppin State still going with Hamburg. Molly, it looks like Bryson's out in front on those outside breaking balls.
It's an approach thing, and I'm not so sure again that's not why we're not seeing Cliff show a bunt or having them show bunt. And look, a lot of times bunt for base hit is up to the hitter. You may offer a verbal suggestion like, "Hey, play the game right here," or know where everybody's at. If you got a guy camped at third base, you may lay it down. Bryson obviously can run. But yeah, I don't know that some of this isn't because, hey, they're just the way that we would term it is they're on off. They're not in the zone with that pitch for very long. So hence you're seeing the rollover foul balls or you're seeing the weak contact to the pull side. The adjustment's got to be made at some point to stay strong through the middle and the other way. We saw Jenkins Coward with the ball up the middle. Left-handed is a little bit different.
Oh boy, see ya.
That is way gone.
See ya.
He got that one.
There's 15.
Bryson Worrell wanted 15 homers on the year.
That's 15 right
And
there.
he got it.
That's the tilt-a-whirl.
Don't mind us.
My question to you, Mully, is as a hitter, and I'm going to say typically on average, how long does it take for a hitter to kind of size up a pitcher, especially one that's kind of all over the place like this one.
It's the trip through. So it's one time through. You should
Yeah.
have a pretty good feel of what he's going to try to do. So Bryson, that pitch was outer third, but it was the inner part of the outer third, and that was a bat plane pitch. That ball was going to hit his bat rail. I mean, if he swung it, that's his bat plane.
Yep.
And he smoked that one.
He sat back on that one.
Now, see, Cowart can look to pull a little more unless he's going to pitch him like that.
Right.
But because if I'm Cowart, especially with his bat speed and pop, I'm sitting fastball until I get 2 strikes, then I'm going to have to fight him.
Right.
But I'm sitting 2 strikes hoping he makes a mistake, and they're going to stay away from him.
I'm
fair.
happy for Bryson.
And he didn't miss that one by much.
Most of these guys, I'm even kind of surprised he brought it up on the air. But he said he had a goal, and it was to hit 15 home runs, and he got it. So, good for him.
Is that one of those warm your heart kind of moments?
Not as much as those other things I was talking about. But I'm happy for him. You know why, Mully? Because he's a good kid.
He's 32 years old. He's been here for 10 years.
He's jacked.
Yeah.
Glenn Griffin, folks, meeting the standard and doing one more, as we now have a score bug on the watch along.
Well done,
Good
sir.
Look at that, Mully.
Good
Wow.
stuff. big
Now it needs to
dog.
be updated. It's 5-1.
It's 5-1 after Worrell smacks one for
But
his 5th of the year.
that's pretty right there, Mully. All right, sorry. Well, Mully, but also Glenn. Glenn, this is the downside of doing extra work. You do something, now we're going to want more. If you could throw a little inning up there for me. If you could throw me an inning, I wouldn't ask for anything else.
Videos from the jungle. I have 3 people sending me videos from the jungle. I have 4 people in the studio making requests.
If I could get an inning in there.
And a pitch count. We do a pitch count.
I'll get the pitch count.
A diamond with it, and it lights up when runners are on. That's all I'm asking. I won't ask you anything else.
I mean, I don't know.
Quit asking.
So quit asking me to do the graphics.
Quit asking. Nah, hey, good work though, man.
That's great stuff.
I like it.
That is great stuff.
5-1. Hey, what's the score? What's the score? Look at your screen.
Hey, if you'll tell me what inning it is, if you'll just say it occasionally, I'll put it up there.
Bottom of the third.
Third. If I could get that, man.
Come on. We might go insane.
So explain to me the tilt-a-whirl deal. What's the...
So we had the Sug boat back in basketball. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I do. It sets out.
So we had to come up with something for
That is a hanging breaking ball at its finest.
a baseball player. One guy had Alec Makarevich as a Mack truck.
Mack truck.
That was good. Well, this guy right here, he just had to go one step above, and he went with tilt-a-whirl. Go. Hop on the tilt-a-whirl. Tilt-a-whirl.
Yikes.
Sorry.
Done or bun? I'm just asking.
Every time.
And it's fun to say, but there's also an accompanying photo of families with Bryson's head on it.
Oh, good.
It's a world.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, good. That's good.
Mully, there's a whole nother world out there, man.
Whole nother whirl?
Thank
Good stuff.
you. We're doing things that your brain can't even comprehend, man.
No, you're exactly right. Those shirts are one of them.
Are you with Greta?
I don't regret a thing. No regret us.
Hey, don't go back. Don't ever go back to the joke. Don't
Now,
do
my
that.
shirt is
You
intentional.
just said it, dummy.
I said Greta. I didn't say anything about Regretta. I just said you're like Greta.
You brought it up.
Why do you get so offended when Chandler says something
what
that's
the hell
offered
is
as
going on
constructive
right now?
criticism?
Because I feel like he set me up for that.
Which, calm down.
I just said
Calm
don't
down,
be a
Junior.
Greta.
That makes that shirt look that much worse when you're fired up.
Hey, Clip, you want to play soft toss? Here you go. And I hit it. Don't hit the ball. Don't hit the ball. You're soft tossing me stuff. You know what? I apologize. Maybe I got a little too heated. I felt like you were setting me up. I want to shake your hand. This warms my heart.
All right, the big hyphen drew a walk.
Big hive.
Ben Newton. Cliff Godwin came on. It's been about 3-4 weeks ago now, Mully, and shame on me. I hadn't talked about Ben Newton a lot this year at all. He talked about how important he was, not only obviously offensively, but what he does with the pitchers. And he has been one of the unsung heroes.
He is the most improved player in the program.
He
And I'm
also
going to tell you,
looks a
he is
little like
a
Clark.
very, very smart young man.
Folks,
He
go
looks
out.
a little like Clark Kent too.
Well, that's why Molly said that, because he's got his glasses on.
I know.
Check out our social media platforms at Pirate Radio on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. There are some great pictures of Keaton Mitchell with some of the Jungle Kids. One of them I noticed is Jonathan Ellerby's son, Hunter, pictured with the speedy Keaton Mitchell with a megaphone. There's one with him with a megaphone.
That's awesome, man.
And then there he is right there. Oh, that's great stuff.
Molly, my heart, man.
I bet.
Is it melting?
I don't know why y'all don't like to talk
pitch
about
right here.
I
things
missed
like that.
JC's double.
He didn't miss a double. He drew a walk.
And then
And then there was a pass ball.
Molly's getting mad because we're not talking about the game enough right now.
I mean,
He's trying to get it back on track.
especially when I just said JC draws I said the big hyphen draws a walk. And then
And I think you repeated
And then he repeated.
Hey, don't get mad at him, Molly.
Big hype.
Why are you getting so mad at him?
I love you guys. You're the best.
I love y'all too. I'm a kind of an a-hole, but I do it out of love, but I appreciate y'all dealing with me, okay? I really do.
It's just who you are, and I
I
love you
appreciate
for that.
ECU baseball jumping on with Keaton Mitchell when Bryson hit the home run.
Get gone? What is it?
They pulled up a Simpsons meme. It says "Say the line," and then Keaton repeated it. Get gone.
That's his catchphrase.
I would love to. Man, I hope there's a video.
You know what it makes you feel like with that kid is that as good a year as he had last year being Keaton Mitchell, that you worry that he's, would enter the transfer portal. It really seems like he's like enjoying his time at East Carolina.
Oh, he's absolutely
He is
loving it.
completely invested in being a Pirate until Alabama calls.
You know what?
Until better offers come in.
But they're not going to offer him any NIL stuff, though. They don't do that at Alabama.
No,
That is true.
no,
Nick Saban.
he doesn't. They don't need it. It's Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't buy their players.
No, they don't buy.
That's for Texas A&M.
What a mess that is.
And nobody else
Dion.
buys
But you know
players
what
either.
Keaton Mitchell is?
What?
He's a bird.
Thank you, Coach. Yeah, no, that's a good. I like it, Molly. That's part of the heartwarming process. Hamburg is up to 71 pitches.
Sherman Reed's up there saying they're due for a loss. They're due for one.
Yeah, he's in him.
He is giving it to him.
Let me tell you, if you look at the resume of the coach there, he is a baseball lifer. I think he played like 15 years of professional ball, and 10 of those were in independent leagues. And that is commitment to the game to play 10 years of independent baseball.
He is in his 12th year at Coppin State, and he was the 2018 MEAC Coach of the Year.
Yeah, so I mean, I think what he did was just challenge this young man, knowing that, hey, if I can get, if I can keep us here, we can get a couple outs, maybe we have a chance to claw back. He knows that, what's behind this guy's not great.
That's one. Let him get hot here.
Josh Moylan. Molly said it earlier. Need his bat to go if the Pirates get. If the Pirates,
I didn't say that.
I'm misquoting you. If the Pirates want to get,
Are you all right?
What am I trying to say?
I don't know, but
If the Pirates want to achieve the success they've envisioned, they need this young man to get
See,
going.
I don't blame you for getting mixed up on that.
That's one way to say it.
Well, that's the way I said it, and you were quoting me, so I think we're good with
You're
that.
still loving your chair.
If the Pirates want to get to where they want to go, they need Josh Moylan. I can't. I'm just never going to get it. Kind of like
What a postseason he had last year.
Kinda like In Vogue,
He gets hot again this year.
Never gonna get it.
Was that them?
Yep.
Okay. I was a big In Vogue fan.
Gonna go see them in July.
That's awesome.
Cypress Glen, where are they performing?
Well done, sir. Well done.
Molly, older than they are, giving.
Attaboy, way to look.
Nah, you're probably not.
What a bite.
No, I'm not.
Base is juiced now. Kid can't.
Hamburg.
That's a good idea, though. Do they do that? Do they bring in like old acts for old folks' homes?
I don't know.
I
Elvis.
don't know.
I know they probably
Yeah,
do like
they bring Elvis in.
Elvis impersonators.
Okay.
Well, they are looking
ought to
for
be-
jobs.
If
You
they
know that,
brought-
right?
If they brought Elvis in, that'd be something.
You know that Elvis
If they
impersonators
see
are
Elvis,
looking for
that means
jobs.
that they didn't make.
They have passed on.
Yeah, the company that I guess handles Elvis's brand has now told all the Elvis impersonators in Vegas they can no longer impersonate Elvis.
No, that's
So
a shame.
they have shut. So a lot of those wedding chapels, they have Elvis impersonators, and they are being told they can no longer do that.
Well, just change your name, like Pelvis or something. No, my name's Pelvis. I'm not Elvis.
Mully, you've been looking for the backside hit. I think this is the guy right here that you're going to see it happen.
All right.
Jacob Starling. If he can get a ball over the plate. He loves the backside gap.
Bases loaded.
Right center gap.
Who doesn't? I mean, just tell me who doesn't love the backside gap.
Okay.
Star for his 220 average comes up in these situations.
See, that's the deal. I mean, he's all for that ball. I mean, he's just
It went backside.
off the end of
They
the bat.
called infield fly roll, Mully. Do you agree with that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It was right there on the cusp.
Yeah, if you could drop
How
an intention
far-
to turn a double play, if it's reasonable for the infield to make the play, it's an infield fly roll.
Of course,
If they camp out under it for
Yeah, I mean, at any period of time.
They wouldn't have done it there because potentially a run could have scored. He probably could have thrown them out, but they wouldn't have risked anything there.
We're still in the third.
Yeah, we might be talking about this one all show.
That's
So
right
far,
on the
so
fringe.
good with the weather.
Oh,
You
boy.
did not
Oh,
just
boy.
say that.
What
Are you kidding me?
Wow. It's your first day here?
You jinxie rascal. Oh, man. We won't see the 6th without rain. You just brought it on.
It's my fault.
You! And only you.
It's my fault.
Is a guy throwing a no-no? You want to talk about that today,
Your
too?
words have power.
Alec Makarevich.
That's that rollover ground.
Oh, that's the one.
Cliff's going to hold him at third. One run will score. Jacob Jenkins Cowart. What a character he is. The big hyphen. Sorry.
Saw him coming into the stadium. This was like the third practice, so it was Coastal Carolina. He walks up in Crocs, and somebody says, "Hey, what are you doing here?" He's like, "I'm getting food." And he just like, but he off the field, and you guys talked to him on Monday. He's not. I guess maybe he's just not used to the media and stuff like that. But
What are you talking about?
the character JC, the hype,
Okay.
his off the field mellowness compared to the character
To the
he is.
on the field excitedness.
Yes.
Okay. I see where you're going.
So would you guys say that was a quality at bat right there?
You're setting me up for something, but he knocked in a run.
He scored a run.
So I would say
Yeah.
yes.
So that gives it but if you're looking to break the at bat down, that's a rollover ground ball. Luckily the shortstop was playing up the middle.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? That's
The end result was quality, but the
at bat,
If he was positioned differently,
The approach was not what you want.
I hear you.
I would have. This sounds crazy. I would have rather seen him hit a laser at the second baseman and turn a double play.
Molly.
It's not just about today. It's
got
about
you.
these guys being locked in. And go back and look at the success.
Does that matter tomorrow when you're facing a different team and a different pitcher?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it does.
Because you still have to be able to protect that ball and hit the ball the other way.
I hear what you're saying.
I mean, it's look away, react in.
But you don't want you Savage to get a strikeout. You don't want Makarevich to get an RBI.
And that's, you know what's so funny is you're proving the point of the standard level of understanding of the average consumer of a baseball game.
Fine. Give me a dunce cap.
You need one. How about put your nose in the corner?
I like baseball. I hear you. I do.
But now, yesterday,
I
I'm sitting
understand what you're saying. I also want to win today.
Sure.
It's all about situational. I mean, I sat there yesterday and watched Cliff Godwin shouting out as they're taking BP in the what do you call it?
The tunnel. You're talking about the rollaway?
Yeah.
Yeah. The rollaway, turtle.
He's giving them situations. Guy on second, no outs. Guy on first and second, 1 out. Bases loaded, no outs.
To your point, Molly, Mac just improved his average and his RSBI, but Cliff cares more about the quality
of the
and he He got like a negative for it, probably.
the quality of the bat.
So I hear you.
The argument that Makaravich could make was that, hey, I saw the shortstop shifted, so all I knew is I needed to roll the ball over.
Yeah.
That argument can be made, but that's when you go to the hitter, go, hey, man, great job, good RBI. What was your thought process? And he goes, I pulled off that one. Well, then okay, we got to change our approach. If he says, look, I saw the shortstop playing up the middle. All I knew, third base was in, bag even. Shortstop was deep and up the middle. All I had to do was roll a ground ball.
So that's what CG's doing here during this pitching change. He's bringing them in and asking.
And I don't know that every coach is different. Some coaches may not do that during the game. Some coaches may let it clear from the at bat. So it wouldn't be maybe right now, but maybe next inning when he's not going to hit, in between innings. Hey, what were you thinking right there? What was your approach? Mm-hmm. Whichever answer he gives, you can know at least where he's at mentally off of that question.
Big Dog, can we get a score update 6-1? Sorry, you're doing other stuff. I'll holler it out to you. Is that okay?
That is perfect.
All right.
It's still the bottom.
Still bottom three.
Yeah.
Cam Clark.
Oh, we got the inning up. Let's go.
Rise to the standard, and then go above it.
One more.
We have Clonch up the bat now for the Pirates. Bases loaded, 1 out.
Who's Clonch pitch hitting for?
Probably Wilcoxon.
Yeah.
Okay. So, he laced
Yes,
that.
sir. Score 2. There he is.
I tell you what, he's
got
throwing
some zip on
some
it.
humdingers in there.
Attaboy, Clonch. Attaboy.
And they're going to keep the merry-go-round going. 1-run score, 7-1. Pirates.
Okay.
He
Since
barreled that ball.
I stepped out of the room, could you please give me a quick synopsis of the last couple of runs?
Sure, there was a pitching change. That's all you missed.
Okay.
Did you miss the before that, AMAC had a base hit to left.
Okay. See, I didn't have that one. I missed that.
AMAC base hit, pitching change, Clonch single.
Okay,
and
good.
Molly, we talked about that this week. Cliff Godwin likes Wilcoxon lefty more against lefties than he does Clonch, but they brought in the righty, so they pinch hit Clonch, and it worked out for the Pirates there.
Well, he's safe there.
Yikes.
And going back to your point about winning today, we already mentioned that East Carolina's got to face a couple left-handers with UVA.
8-1, Glenn.
So that approach against the left-hander is why it's still kind of a critical point to stay there. But they should tee off on this guy. I mean, I literally this is what you call a JARP.
Is a mercy rule in effect in the regionals?
You want to bring something else up that's kind of handy? Yes.
I was about to ask that. The answer is yes?
Yes.
Good to know. 7 innings?
I'm pretty sure.
Good God.
That's weird that... Oh, never mind. I was about to say something dumb. That'd have been the first time.
I thought it was a certain amount of runs after the 5th, or is just
there is a mercy rule after the 15, after 5, 10, after 7, but I don't know if they're playing both of them. I mean, 81-mile-an-hour right-hander, that's a guy that you just dream about hitting off of.
Sorry to those.
But if you're used to a low 90s, high 80s
this
pitcher,
is BP though.
Yeah.
If he was 78, he'd have a better chance. It's one of those deals when you go, if this guy throws 2 miles an hour harder, he's going to get killed. But if he can stay below bat speed, he'll have a chance to maybe nibble and bite and get a couple guys out. This dude, 81 miles an hour from the right side, ain't going to do it.
Can we have a staff meeting real quick?
Sure.
Are we going to switch the video over at 3 o'clock?
That's a good question. That may be more so for Big Dog.
Probably should.
Yeah.
I mean, we can have a watch along within Pirate Day Alive.
We'll get there. One thing at a time.
I thought that's what you were talking about.
Are we going to put up a new video?
Yeah.
Yes or no? Okay. When we get to Pirate Radio Live, we're just going to do this and take breaks.
Yes.
All right. Meeting adjourned. Ground ball out. We'll get another run in. They have really kind of just pieced it together here, Mully. No big backbreaker. Death by 1,000 cuts here.
Yeah.
And it's been a lot of choppy ground balls. Like Cam Clonch had some solid contact, but Agnosis was a chopper.
Well, that's kind of what you see out of East Carolina. I mean, Bryson hits the tank, and these other guys kind of nibble and bite. But I'm telling you, I believe there's some noise to be made with this guy. I just can't.
By the way,
and it could be right here.
we're in the bottom of the third inning.
Yeah. Well,
Good God Almighty!
we do not play quick games.
Oh, got under. Got
You
under.
get
it.
it?
He got
Is
under
it
onto the
just
football
enough?
field.
See you later. 16 for Bryson World.
Wow.
I think I just called that one too.
You did.
You did.
You did, sir.
Another round on the tilt-a-whirl.
Jimmy Jacks, baby.
I'm sorry, you got to do it again.
You're all dizzy.
Make sure you get a picture of Mully's face looking like
Oh, they got a new pirate.
the biggest idiots of all time.
Now get him going.
Bryson Worrell, 2 dingers on the day.
16 on the season, baby.
Pirates are rolling. Update that scoreboard, Glenn. Glenn, you can take it down if you want. Because I feel bad about hollering at you to keep updating it. So it's up to you.
12-1, Glenn.
I mean, it's fine.
Okay.
That was almost
They're
free
not gonna
tacos.
score, like,
Yeah, he just missed that.
infinite points. It's going to stop at some point.
Will it
Runs.
Will
Two
it
home runs
Not
for
points.
Worrell
Sorry.
on the day. One from the right side, that one from the left side.
Wow. And the
wow.
damn Mully has been broken.
Damn.
Pirates are covering the 9.5, by the way.
Did you take that?
I took Coppin State plus 9.5
And the total was over 12.
just for fun. 12.5.
It was 12. Over under 12. Lord have mercy.
So it is
Guess what,
2:38.
There's still the third inning. So we have a chance.
Kevin Young's.
Kevin Young's got a shout out this week from
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Did he make the trip?
Holt
2 home
Naylor.
runs in the same inning.
Yeah. So I have seen
I
the
didn't
craziest offense I've ever seen was 4 grand slams in a game, 2 in 1 inning. Now that was a football score. We scored 36.
Did he homer same inning, different side of the plate?
Yeah.
Yes, because he was batting right-handed in the
damn!
first one.
I mean, that's got to be some sort of
Yeah.
regional record.
We need to check with
Two
Malcolm on
from
that.
Different sides of the plate in the same inning.
Molly Tyler on YouTube is wanting to know. He wants to know what the mercy rules are. Again, he said he caught the tail end of the convo.
I think, and I just had somebody text me, ask the same question. I am nearly positive that it's 10 after 7. I think they do have to go 7. There are times where it's 15 after 5, but I don't know if that's in play here.
Bryson Worrell. Wow. And then Newton up the bat now,
Again.
who's really been hitting the baseball.
So what's kind of interesting now is, so you had both your catchers in the lineup. Now you do have the freshman on the bench, but you had both your catchers in the lineup. Will Coxon's now out of the lineup, so he's dead. So Newton, it's his the rest of the way, and you know what you get fearful of in that situation is if he were to take a foul ball or something. I'm not saying have a catastrophic injury. That obviously is a terrible situation. But if he were to take a foul ball and need to come out of the game, I guess Cliff still has the freshman left.
Pirates love to pinch it, Barini, Mully, but they're kind of just short there on the bench when it comes to
There's not
That
a
was
ton of
16
bats
like CJ Boyd. Maybe he'll come along, but he's not ready yet.
And I think you'll probably start to see Cliff empty the dugout pretty shortly here to try to get these guys some regional experience.
What's that?
16 for Bryson. Huh?
Yep.
All right.
He got his goal and surpassed it all in the same inning. A marathon inning here for ECU, up 12-1 in the third.
I think kudos for this long inning goes to Glenn, because since he put the score bug or whatever it is up there, this inning is still going on.
9 runs
It was a
scored since
curse
he
on
put the bug up.
myself. Is what happened. It was a self-curse.
I told you, the bad part about doing something is now you got to keep doing it. And we got a stolen base here, Mully.
Yeah, that's
So it looks like Keaton Mitchell was caught on some of his football teammates to join in on the fun. I see That is Noah Henderson there. I don't know why I can't think of the defensive end's name.
All right, thank you for that update.
Good reporting
Yeah,
there.
that's good stuff.
Broke his belt.
Chandler, if anything else breaks, let us know.
Other than
What's his damn name?
Just keep looking at your phone and not contributing to the conversation at all, since you're supposed to be an in-studio personality.
Glenn, why don't we send him out to Clark Leclerc?
I offered. I tried to do it.
That is
I tried to make
correct.
that young boy sweat today.
Oh, God, you about killed him yesterday. Are you okay, by the way?
I want
Oh, I
to say
slept
You worked hard yesterday.
I slept great.
that
last night.
boy, when he left here last night, was tired.
I like that Glenn calls you a boy, too.
Yeah.
With the young boys,
He does it in the chat.
Him and
Cliff
CJ
gave
are
his
the young
belt up to
boys, and
Coward.
then we're the standard.
He gave us what?
his belt. Coward broke his belt when he went in head first in the second, and Cliff gave him his belt.
Huh.
You got a dugout full of belts, Coach.
He skied that one.
Missed it.
This camera
So did the
operator
Who is-
is...
Oh, my
Where
goodness
are
gracious.
you?
Good God. They were...
I mean, he was all the way across the field, missed.
He was in that camera
That ball
was in
was
right
caught
field.
in left field.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. Pirates with a big inning, to say the
Pirates.
least. 12 runs on 7 hits.
See ya.
And
From
Bryson
the right
Morrow.
side and now from the left side.
Boom.
I mean, Molly, that was you. That what you called it. That was BP.
Oh, I love this.
Had the pirate hat.
Slightly on backwards.
That left home run. I mean, that was a T.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think you're going to get a lot out of that. A lot of that out of this guy.
But it's good to see Bryson hitting too, because at the beginning of the year he kind of struggled a little bit
Yeah,
too.
but you know what? For the last 20 games, I think he's been about as good as anybody in the country.
Yeah,
and I'll
there's
tell you
no
what
question
he
about
did.
it.
He has really simplified his stroke. He was super long on his load early. It's real quiet now. I mean, it's all attack. Man,
You guys got it.
some good looking shorts you got on too there, Biggin.
Was it the
He also it's a quick swing, but it's also a smooth swing, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
There's some batters that have kind of like a
violent.
like a violent swing. That's exactly what I was
Yeah.
thinking. Yeah, and then there's some that are just really smooth with their bats.
It's bat speed is
Yeah.
what you're looking. You want to see the bat get through the zone, stay in the zone, but stay in the zone a long time.
Molly, what are you telling your ball club here after that inning? If you're Coppin State.
Oh, no, nothing. Well, what are you gonna say? Hey, let's go peck away at them. Let's try to get a couple here and a couple there. I mean, what? You just gave up a 9 spot. Is just not a whole lot to be said. It's
the
it's
last
kind
thing
of
the last thing you want it to do is get complacent.
Well, I'll tell you what. The first thing you want to do is get run ruled and get out of here, so
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
you
there's
turn and
no
go tomorrow.
question.
You
Yeah.
know, and I'm not saying that you're going, all right, I hope we get smoked, but I think you go back and look at the run rule game with Cincinnati that we had. They bring in that left-hander. Bryson hits the 2-run home runs, the walk-off. When that dude came in, I was like, this guy's not very. They're throwing him a mop. Like, he's either going to give up a home run to get us out of here, or it's his game the rest of the way because we're not using any more pitching. And he was, so you got to think about tomorrow.
Absolutely. That's why I was like, do we want to go back into the pen? As you mentioned, you wanted him to get when they brought Savage in, that you wanted to get him out quick, ground balls, get him out quick, because you don't want to get into that bullpen. You want to try to save him for, tomorrow and potentially Sunday.
Right. That's right.
Worrell with 2 home runs and 4 RBIs in that last inning.
That's what I call a productive inning.
And we are finally to the 4th. And nearing 2 hours played here. Chip away, Coppin. Chip away.
So who do we have on the mound now?
Looks like Danny Beal.
Danny Beal? Okay. Because I saw Garrett Saylor walk into the dugout. I mean, not into the dugout, but into the bullpen.
And this works out really well because of the way Cliff manages his staff. Is now you're on your 3rd guy. Everybody's getting control. Limited number of pitches, kind of deal. I'm sure you didn't intend it to be that way, but now it's, hey, let's roll them out. I wonder if you see Spivey. We saw him go down to the bullpen too, but you got to think that he may be the one guy that is only like break glass in case of emergency. Like we don't want to go to him, but unless we absolutely have to.
Now, in a situation like this where you're up 12-1, do you bring a guy like Cooch in just to get him some innings?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, absolutely, that would be what your hopes would be. A lot of that, again, is up to Cooch. So I stand corrected. I have just confirmed that there is no run rule. NCAA postseason, it is play it all out, play all nine.
Oh, wow. So even if, let's say, I don't want to say the R word, but when there is
got to go
potential,
all nine.
You got to go all nine. Oh, wow. That's going to be very interesting.
Ready to let Clip know of this news that we have just received. This
I can't wait to hear how you convey this. Go get him.
Clip Brock.
Yo. Breaking news.
We have breaking news.
All right.
Mully has just received information regarding the run rule.
Okay.
There is none.
Oh,
There is no run rule in postseason play in college baseball.
Well,
how was that?
That was very well done.
As Harry Carey used to say,
What'd he say?
save some for tomorrow.
And you know how you that's so true. Now, this isn't a game where you feel like they're really spinning a bunch of home runs or whatever. I mean, we've had a couple hit, but when you're like Campbell. When Campbell's hitting those 4 or 5 home runs in the second, I'm literally thinking, all right, boys, let's save some for tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll get plenty of ground balls tomorrow that we're not worried about.
Yeah, not worried. We can spin those.
Danny Beal. Oh, you guys probably said he's in the game.
Yes, we did, because we discussed
Well, here's
getting
some
into
good news. 2 quick outs. We need...
What was that last one? Strikeout?
Yep.
That means that Beal has struck out both his batters that he's faced.
Notre Dame up 2-0 with runners on second and third in the first inning over Texas
Wow.
Tech.
Let me get a scene setter from you, and then I want Molly to break down the no.
I'll say Pirates are up
The run
12-1, and we
rule.
still got a ways to go.
Yeah.
Something like okay. Okay.
And then I'll flip to Molly, and Molly talk about it.
What am I talking about? Run rule.
Hey folks, Clip Brock here in the Pirate Radio studios. We're having a live watch along right now. Coming up at 3, Pirate Radio Live. We'll keep watching East Carolina as they take on Coppin State. We'll also recap the game if it does ever end, because it's 12-1 in the 4th inning. And Mully, they're not going to stop this one until we go 9.
No, Cliff, from my understanding, it is a 9-inning mandate by the NCAA. Now, I did just receive a text, and I find this to be a little bit curious, that a team can decide to wave the white towel, which I cannot imagine that would happen in the postseason. But from what I have been told from very, very reliable sources, it is a 9-inning affair either way.
Join us, Pirate Radio Live, coming up 3 o'clock right here on Pirate Radio as the Pirates are rolling in the Greenville Regional. Inning over.
Quick inning.
Inning over.
And that is so huge. It's a quick inning. It gets you back in the dugout.
Yep.
It gets your guys back at the plate where gives them a chance to stay hot. And right now, man, this is a great opportunity against an arm that can build some confidence for you to put up some good numbers and get quality at bats.
Quick 3 from Danny Beal there. Mully, how many? The answer you want to have is 1. How many pitchers you think go for East Carolina the rest of the way here?
We've already had 3. I think we'll see 5 or 6 before it's all said and done.
Get a few different guys going.
Yeah, I mean,
so you can still use them.
you had stepped out. I'd made the comment that I think it's worked out pretty well for him, almost accidentally. That your starter had to come out probably a little sooner than you wanted. Your Savage gets out, gets some work. Now you got to realize these kids hadn't had regional experience,
right?
So now you get Danny Bill out there, probably see him another inning or 2. I think the only guy that I would think would be off limits, and again with Cliff Godwin, I don't know if anybody's off limits, would be Spivey. You would think he would be in line to be your starter tomorrow.
And you don't mind getting a lot of guys in if they're only going like 15 to 18 pitches, right? Because you get experience and you can use them again this regional.
Kind of a rule of thumb is that 1 hour of rest per competitive pitch. So if I go 24, 25 pitches, I need 24. Okay. I need a day's rest.
Never heard that one before.
Yeah. So, but we got to remember the way Cliff and staff have handled this pitching staff. These dudes are used to going on short rest. They're used to going at any point in the game. They may start a game, they may close a game. So I would think Agnos would be off limits today because you'd like to keep him healthy for the long haul. I would think Spivey, same thing. So that kind of leaves you,
What about Ryder?
I wouldn't be surprised to see Ryder. Ryder's the kind of guy, in my opinion, that could throw multiple days because he's not a velocity guy.
Right.
You know, so I would think Mayhew would be off limits today.
Sailor and Spivey off limits.
Yeah, maybe Sailor would be the most fringe guy to me.
Did see Sailor and Spivey going to the pen early.
Yeah, Spivey was going down. Now, what that might be about is you have to have a ready guy. You have to go down and, although you got a bullpen catcher, you might have a manager down there. You're going to have somebody communicate with the dugout. So that the sign, the kind of the signs are, if a guy starts getting in trouble, you're going to speed him up. If you're just getting a guy down there like a just in case deal, maybe he's going to go 3-1. So for every 3 game pitches, he's the guy in the game's throwing, the guy in the bullpen is going to throw 1. So it's so you're not using all your bullets in the pen. So and then the kind of that ball's hit good.
He
hung that one.
Could have hit it better, but
again, though, you know what you like about that? He stayed in the middle of the field. That's a great sign. The universal sign for we're ready is the hat off. The guy. So you got to have somebody down there communicating that back so that Cliff knows, hey, if you're ready, we got the lefties ready, the righties ready, whatever.
Do they have phones in the dugout?
I don't know if they have phones or walkie-talkies. Maybe is kind. But when the NCAA is running the show, and that's a lot of people don't realize this is East Carolina's home ballpark that the NCAA has taken over for the weekend. So a lot of things that may happen during the regular season may not be able to happen today. Whatever one team's got, the other team has to have. So if Coppin State doesn't have access to, and I don't know if they do or don't, but if they don't have access to communication down their bullpen, then East Carolina can't use it either.
Yeah, and that also goes for some of the stuff that we have to do, that we did all season long with our social media. There are some things that we are limited to do because of the NCAA rules. And as a matter of fact, we were talking about earlier just the atmosphere at Clark LeClaire Stadium. We've talked about how important regionals are in terms of bringing people and the exposure, and ESPN Plus, having that as an advantage of people outside of our listening area can keep up with the Pirates and kind of see what the atmosphere is like. I was just looking at a tweet from a guy, Kyle Jordan, who is an Emmy-winning anchor for WTOC.
Congrats on
in Savannah, Georgia, and he just tweeted out. He said, hands down, the best atmosphere of the afternoon games is at Clark LeClaire Stadium. So, ECU baseball as yes, I mean it's something that it's like the best kept secret in town.
Well, the other part, maybe accidental brilliance by Cliff, is that I would venture a guess that we're probably the only home team that's playing the afternoon game.
Yeah.
So your atmosphere is going to be better, but this does give opportunity for people to make comments like that because tonight you got to imagine Tennessee's going to be rocking. You got to imagine Auburn's going to be rocking. You got to, so
Tennessee, Auburn, Oklahoma State, Virginia Tech.
Georgia Southern sold every ticket.
Do this because they choose the night game because they know the fans will show up at the night games. I feel like Cliff does this for multiple reasons, but one, knowing that the fans are going to show up because of the passion.
And he absolutely crushed that
on the football practice field. That is gone.
Look, and the decision that Cliff made, if I'm as a coach, if I'm the head guy and I'm given a choice to play early game or late game, I may think of the fans some, but what I'm going to think of is how can I maintain regularity. So if I take that afternoon game and the game before me goes 15 innings or there's a rain delay or whatever, now it has changed my whole day, as opposed to now I can tell the guys, hey, we play at 1 o'clock, we need to be up, you need to be up, we're going to have breakfast at 8, you need to be, it's very dictated as to the schedule.
It has affected ECU adversely playing late weather,
the late game,
and it screwed everything up. And I think that's the main.
I think he was
reason
trying to get away from that.
And I think also
this isn't the first time. Sorry, Shirley. He chose the same path.
I know.
It's to me it makes perfect sense. And Chandler, to your point, the Pirate faithful, I mean, look, again, the comment was made that if you don't have it done by lunchtime on Friday, it just ain't going to happen this week.
Yep.
And that may pour over into lunchtime on Monday, depending on how this thing goes through the weekend.
Yeah.
There's going to be some thick heads on Monday morning, but, it's one of those deals where if you could dictate your schedule, you want to be able to do that.
Well, not just that, but we were talking about, all the different programs that, you said Tennessee's going to be rocking, whatever the other. But also,